My introductory flight, Kilo Hotel Whiskey Delta, Hayward Executive Airport, Hayward, California, Saturday, February 21st, 2015. This was Shelley's birthday present to me. This is the unedited long version. There's Shelley and my parents wishing me well at the airport. A look at the airplane I was in, a Cessna 172. Myself sitting in the left seat, getting ready for taxi out. And my instructor and myself doing our pre-flight inspection walk-around. And here we go.
We're live.
Okay. Hayward Tower, helicopter 43 Yankee, would like to take off and land. Spot Charlie.
43 Yankee, stand by.
Standing by.
Hayward Tower 172 Charlie Tango, holding short 28 right, ready for takeoff right downwind.
That's 172 Charlie Tango, Hayward Tower right, downwind approved, and 28 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 28 right, 172 Charlie Tango.
Cessna 87 Tower 2 left, clear for option.
28 left, clear for option, next 7 hotel.
Chapter 43 Yankee, traffic upwind, Vista Tabra, and remaining in the pattern. Make left close traffic.
Okay, left
Charlie,
hand.
clear for takeoff, clear to land.
Right
I
hand.
have the traffic.
Smoothly push that throttle all the way in.
Take off and land. 43 Yankee.
All the way. Pushing in. Good. Hold it there. Now just look down there and don't do anything. Now smoothly pull with your left hand. Nice. That was good.
Thank you.
Look out the window there. See the Mustang?
Yes, very nice.
Good.
Hayward Tower 834 Golf Tango, over Dallas Canyon with information alpha.
834 Golf Tango, Hayward Tower, make sure to enter 28 left, report 3 mile final.
28 left, report 3 mile final, 834 Golf Tango.
Chevy 9 Whiskey Delta, number 2 flying Cessna, turning final, 28 left, clear for option.
Okay, you can let go of that now.
Number 2 behind the Cessna.
That was a great takeoff.
Thank you.
Keep holding that. Now, you remember where your feet were during the taxi?
Yes.
Same place. Go ahead, put them back.
Okay.
There, you're flying a plane. Always look back at the airport that you took off from. Situational awareness kind of tells you where you're at.
Gotcha. Hayward Tower, Sentinel 254 Alpha Tango, with you 3600 over Shippo.
254 Alpha Tango, Hayward Tower, enter right base, runway 28 left.
Right base 28 left for 4 Alpha Tango.
704 Alpha Tango, can you get us up 28 right?
Oh, we need 28 left for 4 Alpha Tango.
Alpha Tango, roger. 87 Hotel, runway 2 left, taxi by Zulu, traffic landing spot, Charlie. Correction, right turn at Delta, cross runway 28 right, then contact ground point 4.
Cross to right, then ground point 4, 8 hotel.
And Tower 70254 Alpha Tango, could we close traffic for 28 left?
No, 4 Alpha Tango, roger, I have request. Cessna 2 Chin Tango, are you requesting to go to Coyote Hills?
A firm, 2 Charlie Tango.
2 Charlie Tango, start your turn now.
Turning now, 2 Charlie Tango.
704 Alpha Tango, fly over Cal State to enter about a 2 mile final for 28 left.
We'll fly over Cal State and we'll call finals for 4 Alpha Tango.
The first thing you learn when you become a
Hayward
pilot.
Tower, helicopter 43 Yankee going around.
Move your heels
Hayward
back a
Tango,
little
roger.
bit. See how low my feet are on the
traffic,
back? Yeah,
continue
like that.
crossing when able.
Okay.
The first thing you learn is
right now.
all about your visual
Chevy 9 Whiskey Delta,
outside.
traffic ahead into your left, helicopter in the pattern.
Everything has to do with the visual in the beginning. So, what do you think? How do you feel, by the way? You all right?
I feel fine.
Okay. What do you think is the most important visual reference outside the window right now?
of the horizon.
Correct. Which is the dividing line between the sky and the earth. This is an artificial horizon, but I don't want you to look at that. I want you to look at the real one.
Gotcha.
And here's why we look at it.
Okay.
The horizon line is a stationary point that never moves. That means any movement that takes place, your eye immediately references that and tells your brain via the optic nerve what's happening. For example, right now, what is happening?
We're turning left.
Correct.
Okay, Roger, for spacing, make a left 360 and then...
Because what moved, us or the horizon?
Okay, left 360.
Us.
That's it. So it's a reference for left or right, or it's a reference for up and down. If I pull on this...
can you make short approach this time around?
What are we doing?
We're going up.
Short approach.
If I push...
Let's get out there. Roger, helicopter, just say you're 12 o'clock, 500 feet.
Correct.
Behind him, and then make your short approach right to a left clip option.
So, do you notice every time I go left or right or up or down, what do I come back to?
Coming to 4 Alpha Tango, number 2, following is making a short
I come back to level flight.
Right, correct.
And that's what this is. We have a name for it. It's called straight and level.
4 Alpha Tango, number 2.
So, anytime you do anything, for example, if I turn to the left, I just leave it in the turn. When I'm finished turning, I return to level. And level for turning is when this is parallel with the horizon. If I do this,
4 Golf Tango, as you turn your final, traffic will be ahead of you.
notice the horizon disappeared?
Yes, I do.
That's because we're going up.
Number 3.
So when I'm done doing that,
Number 328 left.
I gently return to this view, and that's level pitch. We're not climbing or descending anymore. That visual of what that looks like is your reference to straight and level. So, in a sense, whenever the airplane is not straight and level, you return it to straight and level. For example, if I do the same thing and I make it turn to the left like this and I say, okay, John, make it level, what are you going to do?
Going to turn it back until it's...
Cessna 4 Golf Tango, cancel landing, clearance, continue for runway 28 left.
That's how easy this is.
Cessna.
So your first thing you learn is the visual, and the next thing, how do I get back to that straight and level when it's not level?
Right.
That's it. Now you may also notice that the airplane is kind of trimmed to stay in one position. Did you notice that?
We clear to land, 254 Alpha Tango.
Alpha Tango, affirmative.
Even all by itself, it'll kind of correct. Like right now, it's kind of looks like it's trying to climb a little bit, but if you leave it alone, eventually it'll start pitching down again.
Cessna 160 Mike, right to it, left line for weight, traffic on 3 mile final, Cessna.
That's because of stability. It's basically trimmed for level, but even without touching it,
Cover 9 Whiskey Delta, you'll be following us.
It returns by itself.
Number 2 Tango Golf, turn 15 degrees to the left. I'll have you back on course momentarily for traffic departing San Jose.
So after you learn that, then you learn how to put it in a turn and then go back to straight and level. So for right now, it looks like we're turning to the right.
Yes.
I'll let it turn for a little bit. How do you like it so far? Good?
So far, so
Number
good.
6 Papa Lima, watts indicate 6,700. San Jose altimeter 29904. Thought your climb to be apart.
And then like you choose a reference outside, maybe something that you're looking at that you want to roll out of the turn, like for example, maybe the San Mateo Bridge high span, see it over there?
Yes, I do.
No, roll out of the turn.
550, climb maintain 15,000.
That's what we do.
Up to 15,000.
We choose an outside reference and we have you roll out. Now, did you also notice that when you rolled out of the turn, it looked like the nose kind of pitched up in a climb a little bit?
Yes, I did.
Isn't that an interesting phenomenon? That is because when
traffic now tourism and navigation.
When the airplane is in a turn,
No navigation.
Yes.
the lift vector gets divided from vertical lift to horizontal component of lift. So you lose a little vertical lift in a turn. Now I'm putting a little back pressure, you can't feel it, on the yoke to prevent the airplane from descending while it's in the turn.
Yes.
But that loss of vertical lift in the turn, when you roll out of the turn, if you don't push forward on the yoke, the airplane tries to climb a little bit because you're gaining that vertical lift back.
I see.
Now that's not that noticeable in a shallow turn, like maybe something like this, like 10, 15 degrees.
Falcon 983
But
Romeo, Papa NorCal departure at contact.
in a steep turn, it's very noticeable. So I have to have the back pressure on this, otherwise the airplane would descend right now if I let go of this yoke. Then watch, see how I'm pushing forward when I roll out? And then the altitude just stays the same. It doesn't change.
Wow.
That you learn later. On the simulator, that's not that noticeable.
Okay.
And of course,
Romeo, Pop, turn right, hey, 120.
if you just do a very shallow turns, it's not that noticeable.
Number 8, Romeo, Pop, verify right turn.
Okay, left hand.
Right turn, 120.
Now you try a turn to the right.
Okay.
That's a good bank angle there. Just hold that.
Okay.
So once you got it, you just kind of back off on the yoke a little bit and it'll just stay in the turn. Put a little pressure on the right rudder. Good. You feel that?
Yes, I do.
That's called bank. That means you got the amount of rudder pressure for the amount of roll. And then that ball stays in the center. You've probably seen that on the sim.
Oh, gosh, yes.
That's called the inclinometer. That means your turn is coordinated. Like, see now the ball's in the center. But if I let go of it, see how the ball goes to the right?
Yeah.
That means it's not coordinated. Which it'll still turn to a point.
It's just not as comfortable.
Yeah, it's just not as comfortable.
Cessna 8330 Mike, 4,500 feet, flight following to Concord.
Cessna 8330 Mike, NorCal approach, San Jose altimeter 299.4.
6, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 182.8, altimeter 299.3. Visual approach in use, landing and departing runways 28. Notice Airman Hayward DME unmonitored. Advise on initial contact, you have Bravo.
That's a great job, man. Any questions so far?
Romeo, Papa, climb maintain 15,000.
Climb and maintain 15,000.
Yeah,
Romeo, Papa.
Initially, when a pilot goes into a turn, is it ailerons first, or I should say yoke first, rudder second, rudder first, yoke second, or you try to coordinate both simultaneously?
That's a question that no demo flight person ever asked. Do you know that? Even my students don't ask it.
Because to me, that
usually you roll in with the yoke and then you coordinate the rudder pressure accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because to me, before I start any turn, I think that's a pretty important thing to know.
Well, I mean, it is in a sense. What you may not realize is you can roll an airplane and still not turn. For example, watch. See Mount Diablo out there in the distance?
Yes, I do.
That's a good visual reference, right?
Yes.
So we're rolling to the left and we're turning. But watch. Now we're rolling to the left, but we're not turning. Notice that?
Yeah, it's just bank angle.
Well, we don't call it a bank. It's just rolling to the left.
Okay.
But to make it in a bank, look at the ball. See it way over there on the left?
I sure do.
So what do I need to do if I want to turn to the left?
Got to balance it out with the left rudder.
Correct.
There we go.
That's what we do. So you can add the rudder later, but we do it in a way that usually the new students, they can't tell because we're smooth, you know, we've been doing it for a long time.
Yes.
But usually I would say aileron first, then rudder.
Okay.
Can you read this to me?
Hayward Tower, Cessna 172, Charlie Tango, Coyote Hills landing.
27.97.
Bravo.
27979.
One more time, but instead of 172, say 172.
Say it now. Hayward Tower, Cessna 172, Charlie Tango, Coyote Hills landing. Bravo.
Nice. All right.
3.
When I tell you, you're going to push that white button down, hold the button, and read this. Are you ready?
Yes.
Go.
Hayward Tower, Cessna 172, Charlie Tango, Coyote Hills landing. Bravo.
Cessna 172 Charlie Tango, Hayward Tower, make straight in runway 28 right, report 3 miles final.
Straight into a right, report 3 miles, 2 Charlie Tango.
All right.
Terminal 4 Alpha Tango, make left close traffic. Runway 28 left, clear for takeoff, be fine, it's the Tabre in the pattern.
28 left, clear for takeoff, 4 Alpha Tango. This will be full stop taxi back, 254. Excuse me, 254 Alpha Tango.
You love it.
Roger. Cessna 4 Golf Tango, use caution, Terminal 4 Alpha Tango also on frequency, runway 28 left, clear for the option.
28 left, clear for the option, and we're 834 Golf Tango.
Terminal 4 Alpha Tango, use caution, Cessna 4 Golf Tango also on frequency in the pattern.
All right. So for now, you're looking at Mount Diablo, John.
Yes.
Like you're wanting to fly towards Mount Diablo,
Okay.
and you want to keep the pitch level, like you don't want to climb or descend. Now, of course, the top of Mount Diablo is not the average horizon. It's sort of the hill line a little bit below, like an inch below.
Yes.
That's it. Just hold that.
Left traffic for shoreline departure to Coyote Hill.
This is great.
01630 Hayward Tower, Roger, stand by. Helicopter 16309er, wind 2105, altimeter 2993, left down departure approved, make a turn over the golf course, and taxiway Alpha, clear for takeoff.
Roger, Alpha clear for takeoff or over the golf course, left turn down the short line, 09er.
Cessna 4 Golf Tango for traffic, change 2 right, 2 at right, right 2 at right, clear to land.
2 right, clear to land, 4 Golf Tango.
Cover 9 Whiskey Delta, right 2 at left, clear for the option, you're number 1.
Clear 28 left, 59 Whiskey Delta.
Hotel, Skyhawk 9er, Hotel with a short of 28 and Alpha requesting left close traffic on student pilot on solo.
Cessna 387 Hotel, Hayward Tower, Roger, hold short runway 28 left.
Hold short runway 28 left, excellent hotel.
You're good. You're very smooth.
Thank you.
Do you see the airport?
I do.
When I tell you, you're going to make a left turn and line up with the small runway on the right side.
Okay.
The runways, there's
704,
2 of them,
2 at left, clear to land.
and they're parallel to each other.
4 Alpha Tango, following a top of your short final.
Copy, Shite, 4 Alpha Tango.
Cessna 2 Charlie Tango, disregarded pointing point, show you at 3 miles final, right 28 right, clear to land number 1, traffic in the pattern, left close traffic.
Clear to land 28 right, number 1, 2 Charlie Tango, traffic in sight, maintain visual.
4 Golf Tango, right at Foxtrot, contact ground point 4, good day.
Right at Foxtrot ground point 4, 4 Golf Tango.
Now, rudder control, in case you were going to ask me that,
Yes.
is extremely important when the airplane is on final approach like this. Like, the wind has a tendency to drift it off. You can make corrections using the rudders rather than the ailerons.
Okay.
Like, see that little bump we got, right? You can see how directional control can be maintained with the rudder pedals?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's very, very helpful.
That called crabbing.
Well, it is if you're leaving it in a certain direction for a crosswind.
Right.
But,
okay.
I mean, like if the airplane just kind of bumps off like that, and I just do that, that's just a correction with the rudder.
Okay, okay.
Descend downwind, 59 Whiskey Delta.
Crabbing is if the nose is not aligned with the direction of flight. Now, right now, the wind is pretty calm. It's really not much of a wind.
Runway 28 left, line up and wait, traffic and left downwind, Cessna.
Roger, line up and wait 28 left, excellent hotel.
7 704 Alpha Tango, turn left at Delta, runway 2 left, taxi via Zulu.
This airport gets a very strong crosswind.
So we have a lucky
West
day.
87 Hotel, left
Yeah,
close,
it's
traffic approved,
winds
runway
are
2
nothing.
left, clear for takeoff.
Direct left, clear to take off, excellent hotel.
Hayward Tower, helicopter 8094, back,
Keep the
helicopter
left hand.
parking with
We'll do
Bravo,
it
right
together.
crosswind, departure, Oakland transition, San Francisco City, Bay Tour.
Helicopter 309, frequency change approved.
Roger, frequency change approved for 309.
The top 9 Whiskey Delta, base turn approved, runway 2 left, clear for the option.
Base turn approved, 59 Whiskey Delta.
That helicopter calling Hayward Tower, say again.
Helicopter 8094, Quebec, helicopter parking with Bravo, request right crosswind, departure, Alpha Echo, Oakland transition for San Francisco City.
Helicopter 8094, Quebec, Hayward Tower, squawk 0326 and stand by.
0326, 94 Quebec.
Hayward Tower, Cessna 65610, ready for takeoff. 28 left, downwind departure, Coyote Hills.
765-610, Hayward Tower, hold short, runway 2 left, landing traffic.
Hold short, 28 left, landing traffic, 610.
Helicopter 94, Quebec, make right crosswind departure, taxi Alpha Delta, clear for takeoff, no delay.
Clear takeoff, Alpha Echo, no.